Okay, this next section is on how to do our inner work and how to use relationship to find ourselves. Okay, so by the time we have all our layers, we've literally found the perfect partner that's going to help us reenact and relive whatever we experienced in our childhood. That's part of the way in which we unravel our past. We have to have something that elicits a feeling in order for us to find the feeling that we're looking for so that we can connect it to the past and unravel that. What happens when we're mature adults is we are no longer connected to and remembering the feelings that are buried in the subconscious. So remember the energy balls and the emotional energy, how it condenses and compacts down, and it gets darker and denser and lodges in the subconscious. So once it's in the subconscious, we can't access that through our conscious mind. It's not possible. We can think about it for 1,000 years. It's never going to happen. We will never figure it out. We can't find it. It's buried. But what does happen is, remember, the unconsciousness is what is like the magnet that attracts energy to us and draws people to us, so that when we meet someone, we feel a resonance, we feel a connection. Oftentimes we feel like, oh, I met my soulmate, I met my life partner. And what's really happened is the wounding, the disconnect, is what is being lit up inside of each person, and then it feels like, oh, this is the one. And unfortunately what happens is we're not awake to that, so we get in a relationship and then, everything starts to fall apart and we find what's wrong with the other person, and we're reacting and we're blaming and it's like we're being triggered in a way just like when we were children, but we're not recognizing that. So part of waking up means understanding the teachings on how to use relationship to find ourselves, and to really recognize and understand and know that whatever we hold in our subconscious, whatever's buried in deep inside of us, is going to be activated through the people that we are most intimate with, our closest loved ones. Okay, so we meet our partner, we find the perfect partner, and we're going to get involved and live happily ever after because this is my soulmate and I found the one. Okay, so in consciousness teachings, it means that we understand and recognize that whatever I respond to, whatever I react to, the reaction that I am having, I am reacting to something that already lives inside of me. It's already buried inside of me and has nothing to do with my partner. If I continue to make my reactions about my partner, because what my partner is doing is wrong, and I can prove that my partner is wrong, it's like, yeah, I've got all the evidence. It's like, yes, absolutely. What my partner is doing is causing me to feel bad or causing me to feel betrayed, then that's where my focus will stay, is if I keep focusing on what my partner is doing. Let's just say that, for example, my partner continually comes home late from work, and when he gets home, he's in a bad mood, and I prepared a dinner. I had this idea of a candlelight dinner this evening, and I prepared this beautiful meal, and then he doesn't show up, he doesn't call, and when he gets there, he's not very excited to see me, and he's not, he doesn't want the candlelight, and so then I'm reacting and feeling like he doesn't love me, he doesn't want me. Well, I've got all the evidence that yes, he was late, yes, he didn't call, yes, he was inconsiderate of me, he should have done all these things, and then I can respond and continue to react and blame him and get angry with him and make it all about him. But if I do that, then nothing's going to change inside of me. Okay? So if I'm the one that's having the reaction and I'm the one that's in suffering, then that's a wonderful indicator that there's something going on inside of me that hasn't been unraveled from the past that's in the way of my light just shining. My light just, the joy of who I am shining forth. I wouldn't take it personally if I was free. If I were someone that was completely awake and free in the fullest expression of my own self and my own light and my joy and my love and my ability to just express myself and share who I am, I wouldn't be taking anything personally. It's not about me. Oh, he's late. It's not about me. I don't take it as though it's about me. But when I have all of this layers and layers and layers of protection, then everything is about me. I take everything personally. I take someone's look personally, how they look at me, or how they, hold if they don't smile, or how they smile, or however they talk, the tone of voice, everything is I'm reacting to. So we have what we call triggers. So the people in our lives are our triggers, So once we have a trigger, then we have a reaction, and then we have an opportunity. And most people feel like, I just got triggered. Well, you're the reason why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. So we have to stop blaming. And it's really difficult to come out of blame. It is so difficult to stop blaming because people are doing things that feel inappropriate or inconsiderate or hurtful. We have someone who's molested a child. Well, absolutely the person who violated that child is in the wrong, and they've done something that is inappropriate and hurtful and damaging, okay? So yes, we want to deal with that, but we also want to bring awareness to, to help ourselves realize that we can heal the past by using our reactions to whatever's happening in the present to find the feelings of the past, okay? So let's use the situation where I made this beautiful candlelight dinner. I had the illusion that we'd have this wonderful time together, and I created all these thoughts in my mind of what it was going to look like, and then it didn't happen that way. And so I responded to the way it didn't happen, and I'm having a reaction to my partner coming home late, and I'm feeling feelings of abandonment, or I'm feeling unloved, and so when I understand the teachings, and I really understand that if I'm having a reaction, this is an opportunity for me to come in, because I'm feeling these feelings, they're lit up, they're alive, and I'm using them to find and access what is in the past. And what I mean by that is the feelings that come up through our body in the present, because we're being triggered from what's happening right now. We're having a triggered reaction. And once I'm in a feeling state, I'm feeling feelings that was caused by the person who triggered me. Once I'm feeling the feelings, I don't need this trigger anymore. I don't need this person anymore, because now I'm feeling the feelings. If I stay attached to, you hurt me, you didn't call me, that really feels bad, that really hurts my feelings, it makes me feel like you don't care, it makes me feel like you don't love me. If I stay locked in on that, then I will never be able to unravel the past, okay? But if I can use those feelings and allow myself to really have the feelings that I'm experiencing them, rather than trying to push them down. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be blaming my partner, although I might temporarily, just to really get the feelings moving so I can really feel the fullness of these feelings. But at some point I have to let go of whatever my partner did. So this is the opportunity. The opportunity is in the present, and the opportunity in the present is helping us to find and access what we're trying to unravel from the past that is buried in the subconscious, that we can't find by trying to find it with our conscious mind. It doesn't work that way. So the key is, once I'm in a feeling state, once I'm feeling the feelings of abandonment, okay, the intention is to stay with the feeling, but to stay with it inside of myself, so that I'm feeling that feeling within. If I'm feeling the feelings of abandonment, betrayal, and I'm still blaming, then the energy is moving through my body and it's coming out of my body and it's making my partner the cause. And it's the focus is attached to the external person. And I can continue to keep blaming or being angry or belittling or shaming or crying or raging or whatever it is I'm doing. But that energy is moving up and through my body, and it's attached to something that isn't the cause or the seed of what I'm after. So the intention is stay with the feeling. You know, once we have a live feeling in our body, because what happens is almost like, just imagine like a vessel within us, and the subconscious is energy, all the energy, the emotional energy is buried really deep. And that vessel is kind of closed, but when something activated, like when it gets activated through an experience, then it's like there's an opening and this energy moves up to the body. And what we're feeling, the intensity of the feeling, is coming from the past. And I'm sure that people can relate to having an experience where we reacted or responded more intensely than the situation warranted. You know, like it's an overreaction, and we're going, well, where'd that come from? Well, that came from the subconscious. You know, this is the situation is activating something from the past. So once we're in that feeling state, once we've opened that channel and we're feeling the feelings that are rising up, the key is to stay with the feelings, not trying to make them go away or push them down or negate them or override them or rise above them. The intention is to surrender to them and allow them. You know, it's like it's the allowing, it's the softening of the body, it's the allowing of ourselves to just surrender to what we're experiencing in an authentic feeling. If we're trying to feel something and it's not an authentic feeling, then we're not going to unravel the past. We know we're not in an authentic feeling. We're pushing energy up and out. So here we go. So here's my partner, he comes home and I'm feeling these feelings. I feel really sad. So I let myself just feel that, you know, so I'm being with that feeling. So remember, at first I'm going to be attached to my partner. I'm going to be connecting these feelings to him at first. But I know that, I understand that, because that's part of the teaching. But I also know that I'm using my reactions to him to find what's deeper inside of me so that I can unravel that to be myself, my true self, free. So, okay, so now I've got this feeling like I'm feeling sad and I let myself feel that layer. So maybe I'm just feeling that layer of sadness and it feels like this feeling like, oh, I feel like he just doesn't, you don't love me, he doesn't love me. So there's a pain in that feeling. So the intention is to let myself have that, not to move away from it, but soften to it, allow it, have it. Once I'm in that feeling state, once I am feeling this pain, and I become aware of the pain and only the pain, then I no longer need the trigger that caused that opening where the energy feelings could rise up. I no longer need the trigger that helped to open that channel. Now I'm feeling the feelings on my own. I'm in touch with the feelings. Okay, so now the intention is take it off of my partner. Completely take off my blaming, my projecting, my accusing. You hurt me. Stop it all. Stay with this feeling of what it feels like to feel unloved. So now there's this feeling inside that I'm really connecting with. So now my awareness is more with what I'm feeling rather than what I'm thinking, and my connection to my own self is more felt, more intense. It's more tangible. So now I continue to stay with this feeling. So the intention now at this point is to completely let go of whatever's happening around me and allow myself to keep going deeper and deeper into this feeling of this pain that what I'm connecting to, maybe it feels like a sensation of feeling unloved. So I stay with that feeling, and if I continue to drop into it, what will happen is I will lose all connection with my external reality. I will not have any sense of anyone around me. I will lose a sense of even where I'm at, to the point to where I become the feeling so completely and so fully that nothing exists but this feeling and this pain. And once that happens, what begins to show up is sometimes like these memories start to come. So maybe I'll remember another time in my life where, maybe as a teenager, and maybe my best friend went out with my boyfriend and I felt really betrayed and unloved. And so I let myself really unravel that, and I really feel the depths of that. But I also know that I have to let go of the attachment to blaming my girlfriend and my ex-boyfriend that they did something to me. And I let myself feel the feelings that are connected to that memory. Keep in mind that it's a layering process. So whatever's really down deep, it's going to take time to unravel and unravel. It means surrendering and allowing ourselves to continue to go deeper and deeper. But each time that I allow myself to go deep into this feeling of feeling unloved, like I said, sometimes it'll bring a memory. And now I'm remembering a time with my girlfriend and my ex-boyfriend, and I let myself just fully go into the feeling of what that felt like. And once again, I drop the trigger, which is the two of them, and I drop in and allow myself to just feel the devastating pain of that type of betrayal. And what happens is some of the one of the layers of energy blocks that has been buried in the subconscious starts to come out. And that piece is unraveled and dissipates, so that you can see now there's a loosening that happens, and this is more accessible now. So if I continue to stay with the feeling, letting go of my girlfriend and my ex-boyfriend, and continue to just feel that sensation of deep, deep, deep pain of feeling so unloved, and I drop into, once again, I lose sense of everything around me and continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper into this feeling, all of a sudden another memory comes to me. And now I'm remembering, being playing with my friends, and, they didn't want to play with me, and I remember that hurt, so now I'm remembering that one. So let myself feel that. And so once again, if I completely drop into the feeling, and also dropping into the feeling means we lose thoughts, awareness of anything around us. So if we are thinking about anything, if I'm remembering, if I'm thinking thoughts, or I'm thinking, oh, am I doing this right? Or, oh, this is really hurting, or is my partner thinking anything about me? Then I am not in a state of surrender. That is a distraction. The key to unraveling the emotional body literally means dropping and losing the mind. It means the mind is no longer existing. It's like, it's still there, of course, but it's like there's no thoughts. All that exists is the feeling. We have to become the feeling so completely that nothing else exists but the feeling. And that's how we access the subconscious. If we're thinking about, or even thoughts like, I don't want to do this, this is uncomfortable, I don't like this, even those thoughts keep us from dropping in. That's called resistance. So any type of resistance is going to keep us from accessing the subconscious. Okay, so we want to make sure that there's an intention and a desire and a willingness to allow ourselves to feel whatever is there, no matter what that is. And understanding and knowing that it's going to feel painful, it's going to hurt, it's going to be uncomfortable. And yet we've already lived through it. We've already gone through whatever the pain is. We've already experienced it. So now what we're doing is we're staying conscious and present in our bodies and going through what we couldn't go through completely when we were young. And now we have the maturity and the ability to stay present and to allow ourselves to keep surrendering and dropping in and going deeper and deeper and deeper into the depths of these unconscious, painful experiences. And any resistance at all pulls us out. And keep in mind, too, that in order to access the depths of the unconsciousness, it's a journey. We're not going to just go, okay, I got triggered, now I feel this feeling, and now I'm just going to let myself drop in and feel unloved, and I'm going to go all the way through and be done. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It's like it's a layering. You know, we collected years and years and years of evidence and proof and many more experiences and situations and events that just kept compounding our layering and layering and layering of protection to keep us from that initial experience where we shut down and separated from our core self. So the intention is to use our life opportunities, our triggers to unravel and unfold the past. So now I can continue going deeper. So now I have found another time when I was younger, and I have a memory that I completely forgot about. It was completely lost, and now all of a sudden it's in my awareness, and now I'm allowing myself to go through that. So now I was playing with some friends. They didn't want to play with me. They really hurt my feelings, and I had forgotten that, and now I'm remembering it, and I let myself feel that pain. So as I feel that pain, now I'm unraveling another layer that I layered on top of that layer, and it gets looser and lighter and a little bit less dense, more accessible to the next layer. And maybe for now, that's all I can do.